Olivia Reyes had always known her life would be defined by promises she never asked to make. At 32, she was the steady one, the twin who traded wild nights in East LA's pulsing clubs for quiet mornings brewing coffee in her cramped Echo Park bungalow. Her world was a mosaic of faded murals on stucco walls, the sizzle of carnitas from the taqueria down the block, and the endless hum of the 101 freeway bleeding into her dreams. But nothing had prepared her for the weight of a 6-year-old Sophia, deposited on her doorstep like a fragile package from the universe's cruel delivery service. That first night, after the courtroom echo faded, Olivia drove home through the sprawl of the city, Sophia buckled silent in the back seat of her beat-up Honda Civic. The girl's wide brown eyes, mirror images of Adriana's, stared out at the neon blur of Hollywood billboards, clutching a ratty stuffed elephant named Elefante that Adriana had shoved into her arms during the frantic handoff at county lockup. "Tio Liv," Sophia had whispered then, her voice a tiny thread in the chaos of clanging gates and barked orders. "Mama said you'd fix everything." Fix everything. Olivia gripped the wheel tighter, the leather creaking under her palms scarred from years as a line cook at a vegan spot in Silver Lake, ironic, given her love for her abuela's carnitas. She was a lesbian in a city that celebrated rainbows but still whispered judgments in Spanish about that phase her family tolerated but never embraced. Her own coming out at 18 had been a quiet rebellion, a rainbow pin on her denim jacket, a girlfriend named Mia who taught her the art of stolen kisses in Griffith Park. But Mia was long gone, scattered like ash in the Pacific after a messy breakup, leaving Olivia to build walls higher than the Hollywood sign. Pulling into the driveway of the bungalow, a 1920s charmer with peeling turquoise paint and a yard overgrown with bougainvillea, Olivia killed the engine and turned to Sophia. The girl hadn't spoken since the jail, her small chest rising and falling in shallow rhythms. "Hey, Mija," Olivia said softly, unbuckling her and lifting her out, Sophia's legs wrapping around her waist like a koala. "This is home now. Our home. You and me against the world, okay?" Sophia nodded into her shoulder, the scent of baby shampoo and fear clinging to her curls. Inside, the house smelled of sage from the smudging ritual Olivia had done that morning, a nod to their abuela's old ways blended with the crystals she'd picked up at a queer-owned shop in West Hollywood. She settled Sophia on the couch amid throw pillows embroidered with cacti and laid out a PB&J, Adriana's emergency staple, watching as the girl nibbled mechanically, eyes darting to the family photos on the mantel. 3 generations of Reyes women, fierce and unbroken, from their abuela's migration across the border in '68 to Olivia and Adriana's birth in a Boyle Heights hospital during the '93 riots. That night, sleep evaded Olivia like a bad habit. She lay in her queen bed, the sheets tangled from restless turns, listening to Sophia's soft snores from the trundle in the guest room, now hers. The twin bond, that invisible tether she'd always felt with Adriana, hummed with absence, a dull ache like a phantom limb. They'd been inseparable once, mirror images terrorizing the playgrounds of East LA, swapping clothes and secrets under the jacaranda trees that painted the streets purple each spring. Adriana, the bold one, with her laugh like mariachi trumpets and a fire that drew people like moths. Olivia, the anchor, content in the shadows, kissing girls in hidden corners while Adriana chased boys who broke her heart. But life had forked them early. Adriana dropped out after high school, chasing dreams of modeling that fizzled into waitressing gigs and bad boyfriends. Olivia clawed her way through community college, emerging with an associate's in culinary arts and a quiet pride in feeding her community, free tamales for the unhoused on Sundays, a staple at pride parades. When Abuela passed 2 years ago, leaving the bungalow to them both, Adriana spiraled, debts piling like storm clouds, a dealer boyfriend named Rico who whispered sweet nothings laced with coke. The bust came swift, a raid on their shared apartment, Sophia hidden in the closet amid the shatter of glass and screams. Olivia had fought for custody in the haze of grief, her lawyer, a no-nonsense Latina from the public defender's office, warning her of the uphill battle. Blood ties matter, but so does stability, the woman had said, eyeing Olivia's rainbow flag fluttering from the porch. Prove you're the safe harbor. And so she had, trading shifts for parenting classes, turning the spare room into Sophia's sanctuary with glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling and a bookshelf groaning under Astrid Lindgren and Sandra Cisneros. Weeks blurred into months. Sophia thawed slowly, her laughter a rare bird returning to nest. Mornings became rituals, Olivia braiding her niece's hair while humming Selena, packing lunches with notes scribbled in loopy cursive, "You're my favorite human, kiddo." School drop-offs at the bilingual charter down the hill, where Sophia's English-Spanish patter charmed her teachers. Evenings were storytime on the porch swing, Olivia spinning tales of their abuela's ghost dances under the full moon, weaving in lessons of love without limits, because one day, Sophia might need to know that hearts didn't come with rulebooks. It was during one such evening, 6 months in, that Elena appeared like a plot twist in a telenovela. Olivia was at the farmer's market in Hollywood, haggling over heirloom tomatoes, Sophia skipping ahead with a basket of strawberries. Elena Vargas, 35 and radiating the kind of effortless cool that turned heads, cropped black hair with silver threads, tattoos of laurels curling up her forearms, and hazel eyes that crinkled like autumn leaves, bumped into her at the honey stall. "Lo siento," Elena said, steadying the jar Olivia nearly dropped, her voice a warm alto laced with a faint Chicago accent. She was a photographer, fresh from a gig shooting murals for a queer ladies art collective, her camera slung crossbody like an old friend. "No worries," Olivia replied, heat rising in her cheeks, the first spark since Mia. They chatted over drizzled honeycomb, Sophia tugging at Olivia's jeans to show off her latest drawing, a family of elephants marching under a rainbow. Elena knelt to Sophia's level, her smile genuine. "That's magic, Sophia. You know, elephants never forget the people they love. Kinda like ants." By the time they exchanged numbers, the sun was dipping low, painting the market in honeyed light, and Olivia felt something shift, a crack in her armor, letting in possibility. Their first date was simple, achingly so, tacos from a truck on Sunset, then a walk through Barnsdall Park where the olive trees whispered secrets. Sophia stayed with a neighbor, the elderly Mrs. Lopez, who baked flan like it was her love language. As they sat on a bench overlooking the city lights, Elena's hand brushed Olivia's, tentative as a question. "I've been alone with my camera too long," Elena confessed, her thumb tracing circles on Olivia's palm. "But you light up like those murals we shot. Real, raw, beautiful." Olivia leaned in, their lips meeting soft and sure, tasting of lime and salt and the faint promise of more. It was the kind of kiss that unraveled knots, reminding her that love wasn't a battlefield but a quiet revolution. Back home, Sophia sensed the change, her questions tumbling out over bedtime milk. "Is Elena your special friend, Tia? Like how Mama had Rico, but nicer?" Olivia chuckled, tucking the covers around her. "Something like that, Mija. Love comes in all colors, and Elena's got a good one." As summer unfurled, their trio bloomed. Weekends at Venice Beach, Sophia building sandcastles while Olivia and Elena stole glances, hands intertwined under the towel. Elena's lens captured it all, Sophia's joy unfiltered, Olivia's guarded smile softening like dawn. For the first time, the bungalow felt full, not just occupied, but alive with laughter echoing off the walls, the scent of Elena's lavender soap mingling with Olivia's citrus candles. But blood ties have a way of pulling undercurrents. Letters from Adriana arrived sporadically, scrawled on prison stationery, pleas for updates on Sophia, apologies etched in ink that smudged like tears. "Tell her I dream of her every night, Liv. That I'm getting clean, taking classes. Coming back better." Olivia read them aloud to Sophia in edited bursts, shielding the raw edges, but the words lodged like thorns. One crisp October afternoon, as leaves skittered across the yard like forgotten confetti, the first crack appeared. Olivia was prepping for a shift, knife flashing through cilantro, when the doorbell chimed, a sound she associated with Jehovah's Witnesses or Girl Scouts. Instead, a social worker stood on the stoop, clipboard in hand, her smile professional as polished marble. "Ms. Reyes." I'm Carla from Family Services. Adriana's parole hearing is advancing faster than expected. Good behavior credits. She's requesting a home visit to assess reunification. The knife slipped, nicking Olivia's thumb. Blood welled, a crimson bead mirroring the dread pooling in her gut. Sophia's voice called from the living room, "Tia." "Who's that?" "Just a friend, baby," Olivia lied, pressing a towel to the cut. But inside, the promise she'd made twisted like a knife of its own. Take care of her. For how long? And what if blood called her back? The home visit came 2 weeks later, a Thursday etched in Olivia's memory like a scar. She'd scrubbed the bungalow top to bottom, banishing dust bunnies and stacking Sophia's toys in neat pyramids, as if perfection could sway fate. Elena helped, her steady hands folding linens while Sophia chattered about school, oblivious to the storm brewing. "Is Mama coming for cookies?" the girl asked, frosting sugar cutouts with reckless abandon. Olivia forced a smile, her heart a drumbeat of dread. "Maybe soon, Mija. Let's make extras, just in case." Carla arrived at noon, her sedan crunching gravel in the drive, followed by a corrections van that squatted like a predator. And there was Adriana, thinner than Olivia remembered, her once vibrant curls cropped short, face etched with lines that no 32-year-old should bear. She wore state-issued jeans and a gray hoodie, hands cuffed in front until the deputy unlocked them, her gaze locking on Sophia through the screen door like a lifeline tossed into choppy seas. The visit was a choreography of awkwardness, Carla's checklist rattling off questions about routines, discipline, emotional bonds. Sophia clung to Adriana's knee, her small hand tracing the unfamiliar fabric, eyes wide with a mix of awe and uncertainty. "You smell different, Mama," she said matter-of-factly, and Adriana's laugh cracked, brittle as autumn leaves. "I've been away too long, mi amor. But I'm here now." She glanced at Olivia, a silent plea in those mirrored brown eyes, our eyes, Olivia thought, the twin pole yanking despite the chasm. They played in the yard, Sophia's giggles a bomb as Adriana pushed her on the swing, the chains creaking like old bones. Olivia watched from the kitchen window, Elena's arm around her waist, a quiet anchor. "She's trying," Elena murmured, her breath warm against Olivia's temple. "But you're her world now." Dinner was tense, Carla departed with notes scribbled, leaving the twins to navigate the minefield alone. Sophia ate her enchiladas with gusto, chattering about her latest art project, a collage of their family tree, branches twisting to include Olivia, Elena, even Elefante. Adriana listened rapt, but her eyes kept drifting to Olivia, heavy with unspoken weights. Later, as Sophia dozed on the couch, the sisters sat on the porch, mugs of chamomile steaming between them. The city lights twinkled below, a sea of possibility mocking their fractured shore. "Liv," Adriana started, voice rough from disuse, "I know I screwed up. Rico. He was poison. But prison. It broke me open. NA meetings, therapy, I'm not the same woman who left." Olivia sipped, the tea bitter on her tongue. "I see that. But Sophia, she's not a reset button, Adri. She's got roots here now. School, friends, us. Us." The word hung, encompassing Elena's shadow in the doorway, her presence a quiet declaration. Adriana's jaw tightened, a flicker of the old fire. "Us? You mean your girlfriend? Liv, we're blood. Twins. You can't just rewrite that." The argument simmered low, voices hushed to not wake the house. Accusations flew like sparks, Adriana's recklessness, Olivia's playing house with a woman who isn't family. By midnight, Adriana left in the van, Sophia's tear-streaked hug lingering like a bruise. But the seed was planted, reunification loomed, a tidal wave disguised as hope. Winter wrapped LA in unusual chill, rain sluicing the streets like unshed tears. Olivia threw herself into work, her knife skills a therapy of precision, while Elena's shoots took her to Joshua Tree, capturing queer couples against red rock backdrops. Their nights were sanctuaries, tangled sheets and whispered dreams, Elena's fingers mapping Olivia's skin like uncharted stars. "Marry me," Elena said one February dawn, her ring a simple gold band etched with laurels. "Not for papers or show, just us, building forever." Olivia's yes was a sob, joy and fear entwined. They told Sophia over pancakes, the girl's squeal piercing the air. "Does that mean Elena's my other Tia? Can we have a party with churros?" The engagement softened the edges, a buffer against the storm. But Adriana's letters intensified, laced with progress reports, GED completion, a job offer at a halfway house cafe. "Sophia needs her mother," she wrote. "Not a substitute." The parole board approved her release in April, a spring uncoiling with jasmine blooms and the promise of rebirth. Olivia picked her up from the gates in the Civic, Sophia bouncing in the back, clutching a "Welcome Home" banner scrawled in glitter glue. Adriana emerged blinking into the sun, free but fragile, her hug enveloping them both in a scent of institutional soap and tentative hope. The first weeks were a delicate dance. Adriana crashed on the couch, job hunting by day, bonding with Sophia by night, bedtime stories in Spanish, braids woven with care. Olivia watched warily, Elena's hand a steady squeeze under the table at dinners where laughter flowed freer than before. This could work, Olivia confided to Elena one evening, as they washed dishes side by side, suds bubbling like secrets. A family, remixed. But crack spiderwebbed. Adriana chafed at house rules, Olivia's no-drama policy, the way Elena's casual touches made her bristle. "It's not natural, Liv," she hissed one night after Sophia's bedtime, the words a slap. "Raising her like this. What will people say?" Olivia's blood boiled, the twin bond fraying. "People. This is our life, Adri. Love isn't a sin, your choices almost destroyed us." The fight escalated in whispers, doors slamming softly to spare Sophia, but the poison seeped. Betrayal struck on a sweltering June afternoon, the kind where the Santa Anas whipped through canyons like furies. Olivia came home early from a catering gig, arms laden with groceries, to find the bungalow unnaturally still. Sophia was at camp, Elena on a shoot, the house should have echoed with Adriana's job interviews blaring from her laptop. Instead, voices drifted from the bedroom, low, urgent. Olivia froze in the hall, heart hammering, as Adriana's plea cut through. "Please, Rico. I need the cash. Just a small run, parole won't know." Rico's laugh slithered, oily and familiar. "You think I'm stupid, baby? Your sisters turned you soft. But for old times. Yeah, I can hook you up." The door creaked under Olivia's push, groceries tumbling like accusations. There they were, Adriana on the bed, phone in hand, Rico's face grinning from the screen, tattooed neck and all, the ghost who'd haunted their nightmares. "Liv," Adriana gasped, white as the sheets. "You promised," Olivia whispered, voice shattering. "Sophia. Me. Everything." She snatched the phone, ending the call with a jab, then whirled on her twin. "Get out. Now." Adriana's eyes welled, defiance crumbling. "I was just talking. Testing waters. I need to provide for her." "Provide? Like you did before." Olivia's shout echoed, raw and ragged. "You almost lost her forever. We're done." The eviction was swift, Adriana's duffel packed in minutes, deputy called for courtesy. Sophia returned to a hollow house, her questions met with half-truths. "Mama needed space, Mija. But she loves you." Nights blurred into grief. Elena held Olivia through sobs that racked like earthquakes, her own heart fracturing. "Blood isn't always thicker," she murmured, rocking her. "We choose our ties. But choice has costs." Sophia withdrew, her drawings darkening, elephants with broken tusks, rainbows faded to gray. Therapy sessions at the community center helped, the counselor's gentle probes peeling layers, but the wound festered. Summer peaked in heat that mirrored Olivia's rage, until a call shattered the fragile peace. Adriana, arrested again, this time for assault. A bar fight turned ugly when Rico's crew cornered her for unpaid debts. Battered and broken, she landed in county, begging through a collect call, "Live, please. For Sophia. Don't let her hate me." Olivia hung up, the receiver heavy as lead. Forgiveness warred with fury, the twin souls screaming for reconciliation even as logic barricaded the door. Autumn arrived like a reluctant mediator, painting the hills gold and coaxing LA into reluctant reflection. Olivia's engagement to Elena anchored her, their wedding plans a quiet rebellion, a backyard affair with marigolds and mariachi, Sophia as flower girl in a dress of her choosing. But Adriana's shadow loomed, her second stint a 6-month sentence for the assault, plea bargained down from worse. Letters poured in, raw, unfiltered, confessions of addiction's grip, remorse for dragging Rico's poison back, pleas for a chance to rebuild. Sophia hoarded them under her pillow, reading by flashlight, her tears salting the pages. "Does Mama miss us, Tia?" she'd ask, voice small as a sparrow's. Olivia's answers evolved from clipped to compassionate, the therapist's words echoing, "Healing isn't erasure, it's expansion." The turning point came on All Saints' Day, a nod to their abuela's traditions. Olivia loaded Sophia into the Civic for a visit to the cemetery in Boyle Heights, where marigold petals carpeted graves like offerings. Elena opted for space, sensing the need for blood to commune alone. As they knelt by Abuela's stone, etched with Guerrera Eterna, Sophia traced the letters, whispering prayers in Spanglish. "Tia, why do families break?" she asked suddenly, dirt-streaked fingers clutching a photo of the three of them, Olivia, Adriana, baby Sophia at a beach picnic, waves licking their toes. Olivia's throat tightened, the wind carrying echoes of old hurts. "They bend, Mija. Like palms in a storm. Sometimes they snap, but roots run deep. Your mama and I, we're learning to graft new branches." On impulse, they detoured to county, Olivia's first visit since the betrayal. The waiting room reeked of bleach and despair, families huddled like refugees. When Adriana shuffled in, orange jumpsuit stark against her pallor, bruises fading to yellow on her cheek, the sight gutted Olivia. Twins, halved but whole in their shared pain. Sophia launched across the table, the guard allowing a brief embrace. "Mama. We saw Abuela. She says hurry home." Adriana's sob was a dam breaking, arms wrapping fierce. "I will, mi vida. I swear." Then, to Olivia, eyes pleading, "Forgive me, live. Not for me, for her. I was lost, chasing shadows. But you showed me light." Words tumbled, Adriana's therapy breakthroughs, her vow to sever Rico forever, a program for incarcerated parents promising tools for return. Olivia listened, the twin hum vibrating, forgiveness not absolution, but a bridge. "One step, Adri. Bail hearing next month. If clean, we'll fight for supervised visits. But Sophia's my North Star. Betray that again, and the door locks for good." The nod was solemn, hands clasping across the scarred table, blood ties, tested and tempered. Winter's solstice brought the wedding, a tapestry of love woven tight. The backyard glowed with string lights, marigolds mingling with fairy lights, the air alive with guitar strums and laughter. Sophia scattered petals with abandon, her dress a swirl of tulle and liberty, blue for the boys she swore she'd never kiss, but hearts were free. Elena, radiant in a linen suit embroidered with vines, waited under an arch of bougainvillea, her vows a poem. "You taught me home isn't a place, it's the hand you hold through storms." Olivia's response choked her, "With you, every day's a revolution. Te amo, forever." Rings exchanged, a kiss that sealed promises, Sophia cheering loudest, Elefante perched on a chair like an officiant. Adriana couldn't attend, still inside, but a letter arrived, read aloud amid toasts, to my twin, my mirror, my better half. You raised my heart when I couldn't. Build your stars, live. I'll find my way back. Tears fell, mingling with champagne, the family remade in fragments. Spring 2026 dawned with releases, Adriana's early out for good behavior, stepping into a halfway house with a barista gig and NA meetings etched in her calendar. The first supervised visit was at a park in Echo Park, neutral ground, lake shimmering under willows. Olivia arrived with Sophia, Elena's hand in hers, a united front. Adriana waited on a bench, sober and steady, a tentative smile blooming as Sophia ran into her arms. They picnicked, tamales from Olivia's recipe, stories shared without barbs. No grand gestures, just presence, Adriana listening to Sophia's tales of school plays and first crushes, on a girl named Luna, met with a proud nod, Olivia catching her twin's eye across the blanket, a silent pact renewed. Challenges lingered, co-parenting schedules like fragile treaties, old wounds flaring in quiet moments. Elena became the glue, her patience a superpower, mediating with humor and hugs. We're a mosaic, she'd say, tracing Sophia's freckles. Cracks let the light in. One evening, months later, as fireflies danced in the yard, a rare LA magic, the four of them sprawled on blankets, stargazing. Sophia pointed out constellations, inventing names, that's Tio Liv and Elena's heart star. Adriana chuckled, her hand brushing Olivia's in the dark. And that one's us, sis. Twins eternal. Olivia squeezed back, the ache eased to ache of growth. Blood had tested everything, forged in fire, cooled in tears, but love, chosen and fierce, proved the stronger alloy. In the city of dreams deferred and remade, they carved their own, a family not perfect, but profoundly, humanly whole.